We listen to you, brother.
All right, ready to go?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, I'll say the prayer first. Our Father in heaven, we're thankful that we could be gathered today together and be learning this marketing class, and so thankful for this college and all that it allows us to learn and the blessings it gives our lives. Please bless that we'll be able to help each other grow and to feel the Spirit, and that we'll be able to build successful lives through this course. And we ask these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. So, since I didn't know we were going to need a scripture, I just happen to have one posted in front of my desk. It's from Doctrine and Covenants 88, and it starts at 118. And as all have not faith, seek ye diligently and teach one another words of wisdom. Yea, seek ye out of the best books words of wisdom. Seek learning, even by study, and also by faith. Organize yourselves, prepare every needful thing, and establish a house, even a house of prayer, a house of fasting, a house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God. And that's 119. And yeah, I try to look at that frequently as I'm studying.
I like it.
So somehow, two of you are showing as muted, and I don't know how to be able to hear you guys.
What's that?
On my screen, I can see Jose and Sarah, but they both have muted microphone indicators on them.
That's
Okay.
on their side, so they just mute
sorry.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sister, I was saying that you seem really prepared for this. So can you lead this discussion, and we can follow your lead? And any questions, we do it and try to keep on mute when someone else is talking, so it listens better. And let's start.
Okay, so the discussion that we're working on right now is about choosing a focus for the semester. Oh, cool. There's Brian. Right on.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, how are you?
Oh. Okay, so Sarah's going to have to type to us.
No.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so I see it.
No worries, Sarah.
Right on.
Cool.
So, yes. Does that mean, Sarah, you can't hear us? Okay, good.
Okay.
So Jose started us off with assigning a prayer and a scripture so that we know how we're going to open our meetings in the future. I think that's awesome because I've never had that happen before. Thank you, Jose. So we're looking at
you're welcome.
Oh, go ahead. We're looking at our discussion for focus. And Sarah and I actually posted in our group, which you guys are welcome to do. You won't be able to see the discussion until you post for yourselves when in it.
Okay.
We have several different options for the company I think that we are going to focus on for the semester. And it sounds like Brother Hopkins wants every team to focus on the same company.
Oh, so we vote as a class, and then every team has to do the same thing?
That's what it sounds like. He said that he tried that last semester, and it seemed to be more successful than if every group has a different company.
Okay.
So if you go to that discussion and click on the survey, you can see the list that we're given to choose from.
Okay, yep, I'm looking at that now.
Awesome.
Now he's doing this by the end of the week. If I read right in the email, we were all supposed to pick a business, and then at the end he would select the business for us based on whatever got the most votes.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
So we do have to get our votes in by tomorrow night.
Okay. Yep. And I did get that in already.
Awesome. Yeah, I did too. So, Brian, what is your choice?
You know, I actually picked Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I kind of like their business philosophy and how they do things are, you know, a bit different than the rest of the fast food companies out there. And it doesn't help that their product's really good.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And Sarah had chosen Walmart because she believes that Walmart has a more global audience.
Okay.
And I chose Netflix mostly because I figured it would be more familiar to college students.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I picked iPhone, smartphones,
Okay.
because the iPhone has a different price in every country. That means they take into account the country's per capita income.
Wow.
They also are worldwide, and the fact that they are a high-end product and still make a lot of sales. It's really interesting to me. Their customer relationships management is also really high. I think they give branding another value, another position. I think the iPhone in relation to branding is one of the better examples for us.
Okay. That was interesting that you said that they take into consideration the earnings of each country, and that you also said it's a high-end product. Because yeah, here in the US, they're not cheap.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. You know, you have a high-end product, and in Mexico, it's beyond expensive. It's really, really, really expensive. It's the most expensive smartphone in the market, and they still sell a lot of iPhones. So they sell more than just an iPhone. So when we analyze that in marketing, we'll find out that they give a lot of value to their customers. And in the end, that's what you're paying for.
Okay.
In the cheapest country to buy an iPhone, I think, is Uganda or some country in Africa. And still, it is not cheap, right? But when you analyze another markets, so for like an used iPhone, or there are some products that you can buy in another country, and still they will be cheaper for you, but iPhone is not one of those products. If you buy an iPhone in the US from Uganda, where's the cheapest place they sell it, you're not going to get it for a better price in the US. So they really have put a lot of stock in the pricing. That's also a plus for them. The pricing is really, really, really well thought. And I don't know. I just think it's fascinating what they do with branding and pricing. And even though when you speak about used iPhones in Mexico, you will sell better or more easier a used iPhone than a brand new any other phone. On the section maybe of Samsung, perhaps, but any other phone, you will have better luck selling a used iPhone than other phones.
Okay.
But well, that's just my opinion, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, and who hasn't presented their choice?
I haven't. I actually ended up siding with you, Kate, on Netflix, just because I
Okay.
thought it was. The more I thought about it, I mean, it applies to university kids, but it's interesting to me, their side, they don't so much, excuse me, I'm fumbling my words here. It's not so much the customers they're getting that interests me. It's the research they do, their marketing to people that are watching, because you could open up 2 Netflixes and they wouldn't have the same shows showing. They wouldn't be advertising the same shows to you because they're trying to retain customers, and that's a big part of their research is keeping you from being like, okay, well, we either need to have Netflix or Hulu. All right, we're getting rid of Netflix. They want you to stay hooked, and so they're trying to hit you so you don't have to spend an hour looking through their products to find the one you want.
Right. Yeah, I have heard comments over the years about their strange algorithms.
Yeah, they have some crazy technology behind all that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Okay. Now, it did occur to me, and I'm sorry, Jose, if you already did mention this, because I'm having a little trouble with your accent, and that's just me and my hearing processing stuff. That the iPhone launch campaign from the original iPhone was considered groundbreaking marketing. And Chick-fil-A's cow posters or road signs, those have always struck me as very unusual. So we've got on the block here 2 companies that definitely market or advertise differently. And then we've got one company that really tries to cater directly to their customers as they're advertising. Yes, I agree. I feel like I'm an enlightened Android user too. And then we have Walmart, and I actually haven't seen a Walmart ad in a really long time because I don't have normal television anymore.
Yeah, I don't know that Walmart. I see ads once in a while flipping through regular network TV, but I don't see as strong an advertising presence from them as I used to. Granted, I don't watch a lot of network TV anymore, or even TV in general, but typically when I see it, it's usually a local station that they're advertising local specials.
Okay. And yeah, if I do go searching for a product online, I do get Walmart pop-ups on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I also did get a post up in our discussion board thread just with some of the reasons I looked at Chick-fil-A, but really I'm open to just about anything.
Cool.
Okay. Right on.
It's kind of a toss-up between Chick-fil-A or Netflix as far as which one I'm consuming more of lately.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know whether we have to decide as a group or not, honestly. I think as long as we're discussing it, then that's something.
Yeah, like you guys were saying, it looks like, I was just reading it, it looks like he's gonna, at the end of the week, we'll find out which one we're gonna be doing, so. Yeah.
And it occurred to me to wonder, can we vote more than once through his survey and, change the results?
Well, it's like they say in Chicago, vote early, vote often.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got 4 different choices that we've made. And I think they all have their merits.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think honestly, looking at all those businesses, I don't think that, he could pick any one of those, and I think that we'd be okay this semester. There's plenty, they're all companies, I'm sure he picked them on purpose because they're all companies with very distinct marketing plans and very distinct identities as a product. So it won't be hard for us to, even if we're not super familiar with one, to hit the ground running and figure it out.
Right. Okay. That's a good point.
Yeah, you're right. In the end, companies have different strategies to achieve their goals. And you really have to get really into the company and analyze it deeply so you can understand the difference between one another.
Mm-hmm.
But for instance, you can say that perhaps iPhone is targeting a high-end market segment because of the price. And although Walmart sell expensive things, they are more related to several segments, and especially the low income segment. Well,
Right.
I don't know in the United States, right? But in Mexico, Walmart is a middle class
Yeah.
store, and they have put a lot of emphasis on customer relationships because of the several markets that are in Mexico, marketplaces in this case.
Okay.
There are a lot of companies that do what Walmart does, and still they sell more. When I was just last Christmas, there was a Walmart here in Reynosa. Unfortunately, it burned down, so there is no more Walmart in Reynosa. So a couple of years before, Walmart was selling on Christmas Eve electronics, and even though they were selling more expensive things, you cannot walk around that store. That was filled with people, filled a lot of people. And if you go to another store in Reynosa, there are Soriana, HEB is also in Reynosa. There are other lower end companies like Guajardo or Smart, and they sell cheaper products, and they have no customers. So you can see that the importance to give to marketing, because even though you charge more, you have more clients. So I guess that's the that's the importance of Walmart. You know, they have the seller's power or something like that. There is on the chapter, one of the chapters we're reading, something from Peter Drucker, and Walmart is like the top of the end. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's going to have to give more of a response than that.
Well, I definitely agree. I mean, you definitely don't want to be you're identifying, and we're going to learn. I mean, this is I can't say that I know a lot about this. Obviously, that's why I'm in this class, is to learn more about it. But yeah, it is cool to see them identify. You don't want to be selling, you know, a product for as cheap as you can and not sell very many. You gotta, it's that flip flop, right? It's figuring out if you're gonna, okay, well, we're gonna sell a huge volume, we can sell for a little bit smaller margin, or we're gonna sell for a bigger margin. We don't need to hit as many customers. We can push it more to the high end, even if more people can't afford it. And I guess I do deal with that a little bit. I mean, I work for a company that's a distributor, so every day I'm working with dealers, and it is that it's, okay, we can give this guy a bit of a break because he's hassling, he's wanting to do more. And so we'll give somebody a break because they're doing a huge bulk order. But then the same, you know, we won't give somebody a discount if they're buying just one.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me.
Okay. So Sarah did point out that she thinks we really do have to pick one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was also looking at the assignments for this week. So under the instructions for the Choose a Focus business, it talks about we should at least be familiar with the brand or service provider chosen, something relevant to college students, and then also to eventually come to a consensus. Now, I don't know that we would necessarily need to do that tonight. I think we could continue that on the discussion board if we needed to. I guess for me, it would really come down to, we would want to decide what kind of business we want. Walmart is a company that caters to a wide range of people. Sounds like, both in Mexico and in the United States. Chick-fil-A is that same thing. iPhones, then you're starting to get more into, I don't want to say necessarily wealthier people, but middle to upper class people can afford, what's the new iPhone now, $1,000 or $1,500, something like that. And then what was the other idea that we had? Oh, Netflix. Netflix is another one that has become much more common and is in that price category that just about everybody can afford it, even a starving college student. So we've got a good range of products. I think really we just kind of need to work toward narrowing it down.
Definitely.
Jose, are you familiar with Netflix? I have no idea if they work internationally.
Yeah, Netflix. Netflix broke down the what's that store? Blockbuster. Blockbuster in Mexico went out of business because of Netflix. I believe in the US was the same. And right now, Netflix is in high demand in Mexico.
Okay.
Of course, only in metropolitan areas, like big cities, because of the broadband connection.
Right.
There's not a lot of high speed connections in Mexico, except for big cities. Reynosa, we do have high speed internet, but that's because it's a border. But from Reynosa to the capital city, there is not much demand. But in big cities, yeah, Netflix is gaining a lot of ground. And I saw in Netflix Mexico, there are a lot of series, but more like in Mexico they are called novelas, soap operas. Soap operas are like a really high in demand product in Mexico. So when they come up with the series like Narcos or this one with the guy that's Mexican American, I really don't watch those type of programs, but it's from the guy that's supposed to be the Chapo man. El Chema, I believe it's called the series. I don't know if you can see it in English, but it's like the highest rated show in the US from NBC, I believe it's the broadcasting over there, and it's a big hit in the US, of course, in Hispanic or Latino groups, but in Mexico it's, I don't know, man, everybody sees it. El Chema, El Señor de los Cielos is the main show. El Chema is a spin-off, and a lot of people watch those. And I was talking to someone a few days ago, and I say, "Oh man, nobody's going to even buy cable in a few years because all Netflix is missing are news and sports. And right now, Amazon Prime is broadcasting Thursday Night Football, so there is the beginning. Once you put the NFL on demand, cable is going to disappear. For me, if the NFL was on Netflix, I wouldn't even have cable. I only have cable because I watch NFL. But besides that, I don't watch anything on cable.
Okay.
Here's one. Oh, I was going to say, here's one idea that we could use to narrow it down, and that is to see how many of us are personally affected by each of the companies we're looking at.
Yeah.
So, of the group, how many people own iPhones? We've got one. Okay. How many people have shopped at Walmart in the last month? Anybody? Okay, so we've got one again.
Yeah, my husband did, so I guess that counts.
Okay, so we've got two. How many people have eaten at Chick-fil-A in the last month? Just me?
Okay.
Yeah. Could you enlighten me, brother? I'm I think Chica feels like a chicken restaurant, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, they sell chicken sandwiches and chicken nuggets and things like that. But yeah, their ad campaign is based around that they only sell chicken. That's why they use the cows, because the cows are advocating that people eat more chicken instead of beef. How many people here have a Netflix account?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Okay. So how many do we have? 3, 4? Sarah? It looks like the majority of us have Netflix accounts. Maybe since most of us have a personal connection to that, maybe we should focus on that.
Yeah, I think it would be easier to work with a company we're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So Netflix it is. Click on that here.
Awesome.
Okay.
Is there anything else we're supposed to discuss in this tonight, or is it just that and then kind of planning, right? We got to figure out when we're going to meet, kind of nail that down.
Yeah. It sounds like Tuesdays work for some people and Wednesdays work for others. And we still definitely have somebody who cannot do Mondays.
Who else is in our group that we're missing here? We got 5 of us here. Let's see.
Bummer. So you're working the late shift then, where nobody else is there.
Yeah.
Okay. My group list up. Okay, we are missing
I'm looking through it right now.
James.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, in the case of the meetings, Brother Hopkins also said that we can meet in different hours. So if we come up with a problem like that, we can meet 2 and 3 or 3 and 2, and we can make it work.
So for me, just to let you guys know, Monday nights and Wednesday nights. Monday nights I'm teaching EMS stuff or emergency medical stuff for the fire department, and Wednesday nights I have training with the department. So those are hard outs for me. And then there may be times once in a while, it's fairly rare, but I may get sent out on a call with one meeting, and I'm back at home. But you guys will know when it happens. But
Right.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, solid open for me for the semester.
Sweet.
So I did suggest to James that I could meet with him because I do have morning availability, and then I would try to relay his thoughts to you. But if I can figure out how to do this hangout thing with him and record them, then he can be heard using his own voice, just at a different time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should record every meeting. The meetings are graded, so it is important that Brother Hawkins can see these videos for us to get a grade on meeting with each other.
Yes. And so that way, if we did have a recording for every single meeting, then people who can't meet on one night of the week can meet on the other night of the week and kind of carry forward the discussion based on the other videos.
Yeah, I like it.
So Brian, I did see you posted a Google Sheet. Was that you?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe it was James then. I can't find it now. But he sent a link to a Google Sheet that basically lists the time of the meetings and the days and who attends.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't me.
And it
Yeah,
seems
well, I think some of us should have that 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 Google document filled out so we can have a record of these meetings also in a Excel document just to keep track of what we're doing, like a minute or something like that.
Exactly. It looks like an Excel document. It's just through Google, and I think one of the things we can put on there is the links for each meeting, so that we all have access to it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So the one that uploaded, I suggest you keep track of it. And I don't know, I didn't see that we have to assign any roles in our team, but eventually we will have to.
Yeah.
So we should come up with a strategy for us. Someone can try to be the editing guy, someone that put together a presentation, just proofread documents or stuff like that, and
Right.
try to do some work on. Everybody has to work, right? But some works are meant to be by just one person, so that the work looks professional.
Generally, I don't mind going back and editing, like proofreading for grammatical errors. I kind of have a crazy passion for that. So,
Well,
but I also can get tied up, so it would be like a last minute edit before the deadline. I don't know if you guys would be happy with that or not.
yeah, right now we can just give it a thought and analyze what roles we should implement. And just not try to be nitpicky about everything, but some roles are to be detailed people, and it can work better. But let's just give it a thought, and then we can post our ideas or send them through email, and we decide as a group.
Okay.
Perfect. And I'll send out I'm making a Google Doc for you guys. Just I'll put stuff in, so I'll be on the lookout. There's going to be a link
Awesome.
coming out for a Google Doc.
Thank you.
And if you guys maybe make a corner section in that, I know like with me, it's easier for me with Gmail because I don't have my school email linked to my phone because I have my business email and then I have my personal email. So I'll put my personal email in it, and maybe we get an email list compiled, and that way I'll be a lot more responsive if you guys hit my Gmail because
Excellent.
it'll ping my phone while I'm at work.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, in my case, you can send to my school email, BYU email. I respond on the same day.
Cool.
Okay.
And I just sent that out, so it went to everybody's school email, it looks like, except for Sarah. She had her Gmail on there.
Okay.
Did you see that I just added my Gmail down on that chat box? That'll be an easier way to get a hold of me.
Yeah, I did get that. Thank you.
All right.
So sorry, Jake, I was looking at something else, but you said your personal email will be better.
Yeah, let me, here, I'll put mine in there too.
Oh, geez. Let me just mix them all up, shall I?
Yeah.
Are we going to need to edit this by ourselves at all, or are you going to be the only one, Jake?
That's entirely up to the group. I just figured I'd volunteer for the thing that I know that I can do well, consistently. But definitely we wouldn't have just, that's the only thing I would do for the whole project. That would be horrendous. And yeah, if somebody else wants to edit, more power to you.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, well, in the case of the roles, it was most on the line that because editing is like a one main job.
Yeah.
It would not be correct for someone to edit like 2 pages and then another guy 2 pages,
Okay.
because you can see, well, the teacher can see that it's done by two different people and it doesn't look the same way. Same goes for PowerPoint presentations. And at some point, we're going to deliver, I guess, one at the end. So stuff like that, that has to be just one mind so that it can have the same format and don't give the appearance that it was just glue one piece at a time, and thus it looks like two or three works different. Some things like that is that we should be planning for, but it's just how the sister Kate said. It's up to the group. We just put it out there and then we decide as a group. Take a vote for it.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Because I would definitely be planning on not writing over somebody's words to change how they said something, so it would still be clear that one person wrote this section and that person that wrote that section.
Yeah, that's right.
Classes that I've had previously, they've wanted us to try to make everything flow together so it didn't seem like you had multiple people working on the same project. Is that, have we been able to find, is that the goal here, or are they okay with, being distinct sections with every, different author?
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, are they okay? Is that what they're okay with, or do they want it to flow like a just one paper straight through?
I guess we could ask Brother Hopkins how he wants it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My presentation for my last course that I wasn't too happy about, it was clear that different sections had been written by different people, and I didn't like it that way, but at least that way it was easy for everybody to see who contributed and how much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't like it that way either. And most of the times it's just little things,
Yeah.
It's just little things, like I don't know the word in English for that, but even when we're speaking, we are saying words and repeatedly, so we can speak more fluently. It's the same on writing. We have some tendencies to use some words, and then you in another paragraph you don't see it, or when you call something uh, by different names referring to the same thing, then you can see that it's another person. We were taking global hotspot, and there's many words for Quran, and you can see it. The first 4 paragraphs, one word; the second 2 paragraphs, another word, and they're all referring to the Quran, the book. And well, just a little thing. It's not a big deal, but we can try to eliminate those little things. We cannot change the mind of someone. If someone has an opinion on something, it's his opinion, and he's free to write about it. But just try to make it as uniform as we can.
Okay.
Definitely.
And I'm sorry, guys, but I have to go. So have fun,
I
and
think
thank
we,
you so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Good meeting up with everyone.
I think we got all covered now. If there's
Yeah.
something else you
Yeah.
want to share, and you're welcome. Any other thing we can end with a pray, and
Yeah.
let's finish this meeting. In this case, brother, I don't catch up your name, brother Brian. Can
Yeah.
you give us the last pray and we end this meeting?
Yep. I'll give us a quick prayer here.
Yeah.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the opportunity tonight to meet as a group and to discuss our assignments this upcoming semester. Grateful for each of our class members and for the work that we've put in so far and that we'll put in throughout the semester. We ask that please be with us so that we can get our assignments done and learn as best we can. And we pray these things in the best and Jesus Christ. All right.
Amen.
Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
You
See
too.
you, brother.
Yeah. Bye.